Hello, welcome back to the channel. Today, continuing our coverage of the four manufacturers, we have HORUS's Frame, the Lich. So the Lich, like the Caliban, is a mech from the Long Rim supplemental book, and it truly embodies, in my opinion, the strangeness and wackiness of the HORUS Frame line. Straight off the bat, the Lich is a frame with only 4 HP and a heat capacity of 3. This, combined with the standard 8 evasion and no armor to speak of, makes Lich by far the most fragile mech in the game. Its 15 sensor range, which is the second highest sensor range of the game, as well as a +1 tech attack, means that the Lich is pretty clearly going to be a tech frame, focused more on attacking enemies through their electronics rather than their physical armor. Combined with a fairly maneuverable 5 speed and 8 system points, makes the Lich quite a customizable mech, allowing you to take it a few different directions as you see fit. Its traits, however, are really where the strangeness of the Lich starts to shine through. Its first trait, Soul Vessel, allows it to, at the start of its turn, place down a Soul Vessel at its location, and once in the next round, as a reaction after any hit, the Lich may teleport back to its soul marker and effectively ignore whatever hit that triggered it. If you got shot by an enemy, ignore any damage that the effect dealt, as well as any additional effects such as knockback or any other things that might be attached to that hit. Additionally, since the Lich still only has an HP of 4, if the worst case scenario happens and it does get fully destroyed, once it's seen in the next round, the Lich may reconstruct itself and its soul vessel, as well as its pilot if its pilot happens to have died in the interim. It comes back with only 1 structure and 1 stress, so even a stiff breeze is going to destroy it again, but this is a good safety net if the worst should happen to your mech. Its core power, Chrono Stutter, is activated as a quick action, and for the rest of the scene, once around, you may interrupt basically any action between characters within your sensors. You choose one of the characters involved in the interaction, shove them away 3 spaces, then teleport to their original square, taking whatever effects of that action were happening to them. If an enemy is shooting an ally, you can teleport to that ally and take the hit for them. If a different enemy is trying to buff one of their friends, you can take the place of that friend and receive the buff instead. This notably is not a reaction, meaning that you are fully able to use your glitch time ability and your soul vessel ability in the same turn, and this is especially relevant when taking hits, effectively meaning that you can take an ally's place and take a hit from an enemy, become immune to it, and teleport back to your original location, all for the cost of 1 reaction. On to the rest of the Lich's license, starting with the Unraveler, which is a main launcher dealing damage equivalent to heavy weapons. However, if you would not deal enough damage to actually destroy a target, it only deals 2 damage. Meaning that if you roll 10 damage on your 2d6, but your enemy had 11 HP remaining, well, tough luck, you only deal 2 damage to that enemy. Also at L1, we get the Wandering Nightmare, which allows us to generate a +2 zone which slows, deals heat, and prevents reactions from characters other than ourselves within the area. At license level 2, we get Anti-Linear Time, which allows us to transfer any conditions from a character within our sensors onto us. Note that this doesn't count as a hit for the purposes of our Lich Frame trait, meaning that there's not really an easy way to avoid taking the extra conditions. We also get unhinged chronology, which grants us two tech actions, haste and slow. Haste allows us to grant a character a free boost once around till they next take damage, and slow forces the character to make a system save or take 2 heat to become slowed and unable to take reactions until they next take damage or make a system save. And finally, L3, we can Stay of Execution, which allows us to choose a character who then becomes immune to everything for 1 turn and then stunned for 1 turn, as well as the Dynamos class NHP, which is the first NHP we've encountered in this series so far. An NHP is an extremely powerful artificial intelligence that co-pilots your mech with you and usually have either very unique and very powerful effects. Dynamos in particular grants us Time Split, which allows us to choose a target and split them in time, replacing them with 2 ghostly copies which can move around independently. And whenever 1 copy is destroyed, either by damage or as a reaction to dismiss it, the other copy immediately coalesces into the real character. So, in summary, the Lich is an extremely fragile tech attacker that has surprising survivability even through its statistics. If you play the Lich smart, hiding around and using its frame traits wisely, you can easily dart in and out of combat, playing slightly more secure than other tech attack frames might allow, and be effectively immune to reprisal. However, if you make a mistake or get caught out unluckily, the Lich will collapse almost immediately under any amount of sustained fire. If you want to look for licenses to support the Lich, the most obvious are going to be tech attack licenses. Things like the Goblet, which is the classic tech attack frame, comes with a lot of tech options for your Lich to make use of. However, I'd also like to call out Baylor 1 specifically for the Scanner Swarm, which gives you accuracy on tech attacks against adjacent characters. Now, accuracy specifically on tech attacks is actually kind of difficult to come across, and usually the downside of the Scanner Swarm is that only really survivable mechs can take use of it because it requires adjacency to the enemy. However, the Lich, because of its frame trait, can set down a soul vessel, run up to an enemy once a tech attack, and take advantage of their +1 accuracy, and then teleport back to safety at the first sign of danger. I would also recommend picking up at least 1 or 2 other defensive systems to help you stay alive in case your frame traits just aren't quite enough to pull you through. Something like the Dustwing and its flicker field projector, which grants you invisibility when you move, can go a long way to help out your survivability. And this can easily allow you to take an extra attack on the field, meaning that you're effectively immune to 2 attacks per round. Even something as simple as the GMS projected shield, which grants +2 difficulty on ranged and melee attacks that a chosen target makes against you, can go a long way to helping the Lich's survivability, and as the most fragile frame in the game, it really could use that help. So that's all for this video. I think the Lich does a really good job of showcasing how weird and strange the HORUS frames can be. Most of the other HORUS frames aren't quite as weird as the Lich, but they all have their own weird quirks and gimmicks that you're not gonna find with any of the other frames. So next time we're going to round out this look at the manufacturers with our final manufacturer and Ledger, which is Harrison Armory. So I hope you'll come back and see that video when it's ready. And most importantly, I hope you have a lovely day.